Welcome to the video. This is Ricky. He is a
power builder, yeah.
Have you ever trained Jiu Jitsu before?
Never.
This is Dustin. What belt are you, Dustin?
I just got my black belt.
I'm gonna set the timer for 4 minutes. Gonna fight to the death.
Okay.
Little antsy?
Yeah.
All right. Go.
Now I know exactly what you're thinking. This guy in this steezy looking farmer fit looks like a basic gym bro / smooth talker playboy. I mean, yes, he do be lifting that weight, but he also happens to be a former Marine. Hooah. And in case you've never seen Human Weapon, the Marines actually have their own mandatory martial arts that every single Marine recruit has to learn before they get their Silver Star. And from the videos of it that I've seen, they do look like they be training kinda hard. So let's find out how that hard training and bodybuilder bro-ness will stack up against a legit Jiu Jitsu black belt. Some of you may be pleasantly surprised. I know I was. And right off rip, we see that Ricky has a very bull in a china shop mentality. He is big, he is athletic, and he is using it in this match.
I like it. We see him going for a submission from the guard. The aggression, it's palpable.
If you are a smaller grappler and you have ever rolled with a newer grappler who is bigger than you, you know this is something they like to go for. That is trying to submit you from your guard. However, it instantly backfires here. He has overcommitted his weight to that sub attempt, which allows Dustin to get underneath and go for the wiggly woody, looking for that booty. But scramble damble, let's get a ramble. For all you newer grapplers out there that are reasonably athletic, being good at scrambling will give you a tremendous advantage over more experienced grapplers that may be a little less athletic than you. And here we have a little bit of the will they, won't they going on that you see between two friends that see each other a lot, maybe have feelings for each other, but don't want to get rejected because that'd be a little awkward. Something I want to point out that Ricky is doing a good job here is having good head positioning and being good at hand fighting. Just doing those two things halfway decently is making it a lot more difficult for Dustin to get in on attacks of his own that he can set up from favorable positioning. Obviously, Dustin's got a little bit of the casual surfer vibes going on tonight. Probably puffed on a doogie a little bit before class. I mean, just look at this cheeky little guard set, not even trying to set it up or anything. He's like, hey bro, you want it? Come get it.
Oh, cheeky little shot. My boy Ricky over here knows about that hand fighting, eh? Oh, little go behind. Can he solidify the points? Nice, nice, nice. You like to see it? Is the black belt about to tap out to the bodybuilder who has never trained a day in his life?
Yeah, I like to antagonize shit, but really, Dustin's in no danger over here. He's completely past Ricky's guard. All Ricky's doing by holding on is just burning out his grips, making himself more tired. But to be fair though, Ricky has sent it all the way to the bank. I mean, that scramble to the front headlock, to the this, to the that. Now, I've seen naturals before, but god damn, why couldn't I be this good when I first started?
60 seconds.
Now, Ricky has been showing us some really good stuff today, but unfortunately for him, Dustin hops over to mount, and it's not looking too good for our boy. Here he makes a really big mistake, letting Dustin isolate one of his hands. Not looking too good. Ricky has also made another big mistake, exposing his back, which is really something you never want to do unless you're mid-scramble. Just like Jordan Belfort in The Wolf of Wall Street, the ride is almost over. Dustin uses that 2-on-1 to isolate Ricky's back further, sitting in for the back.
Christmas isn't here yet, but we see a cheeky little gift wrap. My boy Ricky is hanging on over here. He knows about that hand fight. He's only got 20 seconds to survive. Oh, but Dustin's going cheeky. He's going for the Habib Nurmagomedov. Oh, and that's 8 seconds.
Figure him out.
And that's time. Yo, good shit. Dustin, how did you not submit him in 4 minutes? Feeling a little tired?
A lot of time. This guy's barely sweating, bro.
Now, if you were rooting for our boy in the green, don't even worry, he's gonna get a shot at redemption. But first, we're gonna give him some of the basics. We're not from software after all. We're not just gonna chuck his ass to the freaking tree sentinel.
How many basics are there to dojo etiquette, would you say?
A lot. Small joint manipulation. Don't do stuff like that because you could hurt your partner.
Yeah, when you're training, a general rule of thumb is don't grab people's fingers. I know some people may be into that sort of thing, but generally it's something you want to avoid. Also, if you're training with somebody a little greener and they do something like that, maybe don't bite their heads off for it. Because honestly, when you're just starting out jiu-jitsu, it can be a little bit much. So, you know, maybe tell them what they're doing wrong, but be a little helpful about it. So after giving Ricky a secret recipe for cooking up some Americanas at home, and also the basics of riding your mates effectively. What? I didn't say that, you said that. It was time for, just like Terminator, seeing his full redemption arc. But But first, sponsor time. Elden Ring is a free-to-play MMORPG where instead of microtransactions, they shove your face with boss encounters that are absolutely fair and balanced. But only real gamers who are actually sweaty are allowed to play this game. Now let's say you wanted to play this game, but you're not a real gamer, whatever that means. Well, you can just watch me. That's right, I have a gaming channel linked down in the description. I actually post on that channel more often than 2 times a year. So if you're just trying to get more of me, that is the place to go. Now let's get back to the action. Always down but never out, or something like that. Ricky has learned some of that secret sauce, and now he is here to redeem himself in front of the very Jiu-Jitsu gods themselves. He is about to earn some of that respect and some of that hanach. Right here, he drops it down low, driving his head right into Dustin's chest, but instead of the wiggle wiggle, he hits him with that booty grab. But Dustin has the full double unders and offers to pick up Ricky. They do a little back and forth for a minute, like any good relationship, before Dustin makes the first move, sitting it into guard, going for an overhook. Ricky has the right idea by cross-facing Dustin. However, he's not doing the best job of keeping Dustin's shoulders glued to the mat, which allows Dustin to be viciously mobile. You see Dustin grabbing a leg, probably thinking about a leg lock, but Ricky is quick to sprawl out, so Dustin seamlessly transitions into a really tight triangle, blood curdling tight right off the bat, and it would appear that our Marine has met his D-Day. And just like that, this round is off to a furious start. Super riveting stuff going on, both contestants entering the clinch. Now Ricky does seem to have slowed down a little bit. He's only halfway committing to these pump fakes over here. I imagine that his tank is getting close to hitting empty. But just as soon as I say that, he grabs that booty and chases Dustin halfway across the mat. Dustin circling back to the mat like any good jiu-jitsu point fighter knows how to do. Ricky has allowed his posture to be compromised, setting up attacks for Dustin like that flying triangle attempt. The attempt whiffs, but Ricky in his haste to capitalize has committed a cardinal sin, putting one hand in and one hand out of his opponent's guard, which gives Dustin a tight triangle. Ricky is trying to summon that Marine Jitsu to get out of it, but once you've got a triangle locked up that tight, it's pretty much all over, and there it is, he taps.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really.
Don't do the triangle.
Anyways, no time to cry over spoiled milk, let's get back after it. Ricky may be tired, but he is game as always, still pushing forward. Now it's always going to be hard trying to get past somebody's hands to set up some sort of guard pull or takedown, much less a full-on black belt. We can see Dustin's turning up the pace himself, going for a cheeky little arm drag, and he goes upstairs real quick for that noob slayer guillotine, but Ricky with his superb hand fighting pulls his head right out of that cheeky attack. We see an attempt was made at some sort of a takedown, not entirely sure what he was going for, probably some UFC takedown he's seen before, and I did not see this coming at all, but Ricky full sending it, pulling half guard, getting Dustin's center of mass way out of proportion, but those surfer boy reflexes have let him settle into position, instantly stepping over into mount. It is not looking good for our boy in green right now. He has a black belt on top of him in an extremely dominant position. You can see Dustin thinks about an armbar momentarily, but then he decides to double down on that triangle. This is Ricky's redemption arc after all. Is he about to go down 2-zip on only triangles? That would be absolutely heartbreaking. And you can see it goes from bad to worse. Dustin's triangle is now fully locked in. I give this submission about a 69% chance of finishing. Ricky's on the verge of passing out, but he's only got a couple more seconds before he is home free. That's one, and it is all over, saved by the bell.
Ah, not a third time.
Thank you, bro. Great job, brother. I appreciate you. Thanks for keeping a positive attitude and an open mind.
How you feeling, brother?
Great, but fucking beat up, bro. Dustin, man. Savage.